Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host, El Young. And we are here with the brilliant Sabrina Fallah. Welcome, Sabrina.
Hello.
It's been, last time we spoke properly was 18 months ago. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
time
been a while.
flies.
Yeah, yeah. A little fun fact. You were my first live interview
I
for
was?
on project. Yeah,
Oh, well,
first live
I
interview.
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's yeah. I've done sort of like interviews before, but they were pre-recorded. But you were my first live interview. We're back in
Nice. Oh.
January 16th, 2021.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
I know. Time flies. Time is going by
yeah,
way,
yeah,
way, way too fast. Way, way, way. I think the days
yeah.
need to slow down a bit, honestly.
Oh yes, oh yes. So, what have you been up to in the last 18 months?
And the last time oh my God, it's so itchy. And the last, so since I last saw you, wow, let's recap. Well, I did get on BBC, Merseyside and BBC
Oh, cool.
Manchester. So I got on BBC Merseyside, um, 2021 November, and then 2022 January I got on Manchester. And it was interesting because of Coronation Street being in Manchester, so I got to hear the actual Coronation Street accent while they were talking to me. So it was awesome. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
really so that's like the biggest thing that has happened since.
yeah.
Um Lots of radio interviews, being on radio FM stations. My God, it's hard to go back and remember everything. I've been doing quite a bit of things. I got on iHeart. I got featured on iHeart radio stations, virtual concerts because of the whole COVID thing, and my gosh. But the biggest thing I can remember is BBC, being on BBC. Actually, they both interviewed me, and I got to perform as well on their show. So and
Cool.
actually they both want me back. So actually, Mike Sweeney from Manchester wants me actually in his studio next time. So I have to make a travel to UK, go back
Oh,
there.
cool.
I have been to the UK for my first album. I went to England, but I would love to go back, but I have to plan it. But I will definitely go back to the UK. I have a few places that want me back in the UK, so that is definitely on my list to
Yeah,
do.
cool.
But but
Yeah,
I but UK is just so beautiful. England is lovely. England is
yeah.
beautiful. So
It is. It is. Yeah. So, have you been writing any new material?
mhm.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
ah, all I can say is my music will be the same, writing about what I go through and what people go through. I don't normally say anything until I have recorded it and I know I'm going to release it. But because of
Yeah.
COVID, I haven't been able to get into the studio, but I'm hopefully
Yeah.
soon I
Yeah.
will get that opportunity. But I'm still being very careful because, COVID is still out there. And I know a
Yeah.
few people who actually just got it. So it's not
Yeah.
nice. It's awful.
That's
So
that.
I just want to do things safely, and but yeah, I am still writing, and when it's time, I will be in the studio, but I have to travel to go there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So, you mentioned that the BBC Manchester wants you to come over to the UK. Would you be willing to do I guess sort of like a tour
Yes.
when you do when you do come over?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
the plan is when I'm there, I want to meet everybody that I know in the UK, so I can make a little
Yeah.
tour, little thing, and oh yeah, it is possible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are you in England?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm
Perfect.
I'm about 100 miles away from Manchester, up in the northeast of England.
So would that be like how long would that be a drive,
Uh,
or would I have to fly?
no, well, put it this way, you can get from Manchester to where I am in Sunderland. You probably get there in about 2 hours, 2 hour
Oh,
drive.
that is nothing. That's
Yeah,
nothing. 2 hours is
yeah,
nothing. Yeah, I can definitely do that. And the reason I really want to go to the UK is because I want to visit the Coronation Street set because they
yeah,
do have openings to go see the set. So that is definitely something I want to do. And of course, I can stop by and see you.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Cool, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
this is exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, would you obviously would you like obviously we're going into Manchester, but would you go over to like say Liverpool or down over to Leeds? Because Leeds and Manchester are about 20 miles
Actually,
apart.
Actually, BBC Merseyside is based in Liverpool, where
Yeah,
they're at. So they want me to go to Liverpool. Of course, I have to go to
yeah,
Liverpool. So, and I have to
yeah,
visit. When I went to England to record my first EP, I didn't get to really travel. I just went into the studio and hotel, into the studio and hotel. So I really didn't see much. So hopefully
yeah,
next time I come down, I can see more than just the studio and the hotel, like, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's well, obviously with Liverpool, you got like it's steeped in musical history, such as like the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Hollies, all the big bands from like the 50, from the 60s and 70s, stuff like that. Yeah, plus with Manchester, you've got like all the Manchester scene, such as like the Oasis and all the like James and all those
Wait,
bands. And it's
Oasis is from Manchester?
yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah,
I didn't know that. I
yeah,
I
yeah,
I know that the Stuart Epps, the producer I worked with in England, worked with them, but I didn't know they were from Manchester. That is interesting. I didn't know that. That is so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's like one of the big
There's a
bands
lot of
from
good talent from
yeah,
other countries, because I had no idea they were
yeah.
based in England. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah, like from from my area, from my home city, you got the lead singer from Roxy Music is from Sunderland, Dave
Hmm.
Stewart from the Eurythmics is from Sunderland, the big massive producer Trevor Horn is from Sunderland,
Hmm.
and quite a few other people, and you got like obviously you got Sting from Newcastle, same with
Yes, I Sting.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, so
I
you
know
got like a
Sting.
lot.
Yeah, hmm.
Yeah. So you
He's
got like
good.
a bit. Oh yeah. Fun fact for you. Fun fact for you. When I was at school back in the late 80s, my head of year, my head of year teacher, he when Sting was at doing like training as a teacher, he had
Mhm.
my head of year actually taught him actually how to play guitar.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he actually taught him how to play the guitar. So little fun fact there. So plus like when like how Sting got his name was when he was like a sort of like a supply teacher, basically a teacher. He used to wear a yellow and black jumper jersey type of thing, and that's how he got his name because everybody used to call
Really?
him Sting. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's always interesting to know how people get their names. So yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah. It's fun to actually over time you do pick up like strange. Well, I wouldn't say strange, but fun facts about how people get their nicknames or where they come from, who actually taught them what instrument and everything.
Yeah.
Because when my head teacher, head of year, mentioned that he actually taught Sting how to play guitar, I was like, what, really? Because back in about 80, 87, 88, you're thinking Sting was like at the height of his career. Back in like the late 80s, I was just like thinking, whoa, dude, you might be a teacher, but you just went up in our estimations up here. Yeah, it's just like, whoa, you taught Sting how to play guitar. I was like, nice one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So, what have you got any more plans on like doing other tours, in and around Canada
Well,
or down into the US?
I can mention projects that I'm in, but about touring because of COVID, I'm very careful right
Yeah,
now. I
yeah,
know, I
yeah,
know, I know there are artists jumping on the road. And first of all, I'm not talking about the signed artists that have like the money and the protection that they can have, and they always
yeah,
vaccinate. Not vaccinate. I mean, they are testing every day to make sure they don't have COVID on tour. But I mean, like, I don't. I feel like I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before I do
yeah,
anything because
yeah,
I really want to make sure like I'm 100% safe because like
yeah,
I could jump on that stage and people are gonna come up to me like crazy, and it's still distancing for me. You know what I mean? Like I'll,
mm,
even though there's no mask, still respect the artist. So I don't know. I just feel I need a bit more time before I can do all that.
mm,
But I will soon. I just need a bit more time.
yeah,
But about the
yeah,
projects,
yeah, yeah.
um, my song Paradise Comes with a Price is actually in an audio drama podcast story called Alone about depression and anxiety. Terrell
Mm,
Jackson wrote it. It actually came out on Monday. And episode 1 is out. There are more episodes to come, but it's about depression and anxiety. And my song is about helping people who are dealing with depression not to give up on themselves. So, and actually, Robin Williams inspired it. I actually wrote it not long after his passing. So, I was
yeah,
always wondering what was he going through, and it's sad.
yeah,
I
yeah.
still
It
can't
is.
watch his I still can't watch his movies. It's too difficult. I think eventually I will, but I still can't do it yet.
Yeah. Me personally, I've been following Robin Williams since basically started out back in the late 70s.
Hmm.
With his test, and it's even now, even now, like you, I can't watch his films now. I can't watch his movies. It's I was like, especially when I was like a kid, I used to watch his TV show Mork and Mindy back in like the early
I've
80s.
heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard the name of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was sad. It was sad. I totally relate to him. Totally relate to what he went through because of I've got similar problems myself.
He he is and was my favorite actor. And so was
Yeah.
John Ritter, who played in Three's Company. So when they both died, I'm like, oh man. But the
Yeah.
thing about Robin Williams shocked me so much that I couldn't watch his movies. But I can still watch Three's Company with the John Ritter. He's so good and funny in that show. I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like he had so much life. But John Ritter had a heart problem that
Yeah.
they couldn't
Yeah.
figure out, and he passed while he was sleeping during set. He had a nap in between his set, and he passed. At
Yeah.
least he died asleep though, so he didn't
Yeah.
suffer.
Yeah.
But Robin
Yeah.
Williams, a whole other story and completely different. But
Yeah.
that one hurt me very much.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was like it was a shock. I think it was a shock for everybody. I think it was
Yeah.
definitely a shock for everybody because
Especially
he
for his family as well, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah. I know his daughter. It was like he did a lot with his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, so his daughter must have been really upset with his passing.
But he will always be remembered, though. He was very
Yeah,
funny. He was a comedian.
yeah,
Such a great character. Such a great guy. And
yeah.
yeah, people do post things online about his quotes, and he always had nice things to say. So I
Yeah,
I always share them when people post them. I just share them because it's Robin Williams.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, the first movie I ever saw with Robin Williams was Flubber, and I
Oh,
still have
that's
it
a good film.
on VHS, on my
Yeah,
VHS cassette tape. Old stuff. But that was the
yeah,
first movie I ever saw him in, and I just love it.
yeah, yeah. The first, apart from like the Mork and Mindy TV show, back in like the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, the first movie I can remember watching him in was the live action version of Popeye, the Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I saw that one too. He was funny. He was good in that one.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen that one. I used to love Popeye, so I used to watch it over and over and over again. So yeah,
Yeah,
brings back the memories, my
yeah,
childhood. Yeah.
yes. The same here. It's just like I was I oh well basically I used to watch the cartoon version of Popeye on a regular basis, and when I found out that he actually was in Popeye, I was like, Mom, can you get me the this is like when this is when the PCRs actually was more affordable for people to get. This was back in like
Yes.
the very early 80s. As
Right.
and you used to go to the local video. Local video hire shop, and it's just, can you get that one? Can you get that one?
Yeah.
I want to watch it. Yeah, so yeah, Popeye. That was a hell of
Oh,
a really good film. That
such a good movie.
yeah. And well, like I said, ever since I was like, yeah, I've been following his career.
Oh my
So
God. I grew up watching so many of his movies. I just loved him, he's
yeah,
so good. And he plays different characters in different movies. Like he doesn't like some actors stick to one kind of role. He played completely different roles all the time. So it was nice
yeah,
to see him
yeah,
doing different characters. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. He has done the most famous one he's done was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that one. Yes.
yeah, yeah. He's
And
like
also Jumanji was good too.
yeah, No, that was a hell of a film. That
I don't
that was
know
a really
why
good film.
they remade the movie, but I never saw the remake. But I always said no. Robin Williams did the first one, and that's the best one.
Yeah, I've seen the both remake. I've seen technically they are sequels technically because they
Oh,
went from
okay.
it went from the board game over to the computer game. So basically, that's sort of like got the like sort of brought it up to date, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
they went from the board game to the computer game. So both films have been really really good, but nothing beats Robin Williams' version of Jumanji.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We could talk about Robin Williams for ages.
Forever. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know everything.
yeah, yeah. So, have you got any other projects in the pipeline
Well,
that
my
you can
my
talk
the
about?
second one that I'm doing is it's more like a collaboration. I got in touch with somebody on TikTok. His name is
Yeah.
Vin, and he posts daily mental health videos to help people who are suffering. So he talks about not being afraid to ask for help, peer pressure, those kind of things that people deal with. That in life you deal with it, and if you need help, we can help you. So we just started doing lives on TikTok together, and people are communicating, are coming forward to our lives or asking questions, and we are helping as much as we can help. And we understand that the person doesn't have to open up and tell us their whole story. They just tell us how they're feeling at that moment, and we give our opinion and our help. And yeah, because most things we all have gone through, so we can help them because they're
Mm.
so young and we're older. So it's like, yeah, I've been through that, so I know exactly what you're going through. So yeah, so we teamed up, and now we're trying to do it weekly, and I post online when we're live. So, and we might even be live tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on on his schedule, but we're trying to do this to help people, and because
Yeah.
there are a lot of people who don't know how to ask for help or know where to go, so they can always come to us, and they know that it stays here, and that doesn't leave the room. Like it stays in the basically.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I'm not going to go and tell people about the conversation. It stays
Yeah.
between us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So, any other projects that you're working on?
Um, I'll let you know when it
Yeah.
happens. That is, these are the recent ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
say yet because I haven't gotten the official go. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah. I've noticed. I have been sort of like following your career, and you've been nominated a couple of times for the Canadian Music Awards. I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong
uh,
there.
you mean the
I just,
even I'm trying to remember.
yeah,
I know I'm doing one with Hits 100. It's
yeah,
an online station. I know I'm doing one with ISSA,
yeah,
but other than that, I don't know. If you know something else, I don't know. But
yes,
that, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I know you've been,
Sometimes people come up to me and say I'm nominated here, and I didn't even know I was nominated. So,
yeah,
um,
I
yeah.
know you've been, nominated for a couple of things, but I can't remember off the top of my head
I
at the
can't
minute.
either. I can't
Yeah,
either.
It's me personally, I get bombarded with so much music and from so many different sources. It's hard to keep track. It's
Yeah,
literally get hard. It's hard to keep track of everything. That's why
yeah.
sometimes I might this is my notes on all the bands that I've actually been sent through. It's unreal how many bands I've watched, how many bands,
Oh my.
and well, put it this way, I've got like getting from nearly 4,000 bands, and I was like, oh God, what am
Well,
I going to do?
listen to them.
And I was like,
You might find something that catches your ear.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's oh God, yeah. Well,
There's
put it
a
this
lot
way,
of talent out there, and a lot of people want to be heard. So, and it's
yeah,
difficult because it's not only you. All stations get hundreds and
yeah,
thousands of songs, but you just
yeah,
have to. That artist has to realize they have to be one of the ones that you listen to that you
yeah,
like, because not every station is going to take you. So
yeah,
they just you just have to keep. This is the thing about the industry. You just have to keep going till somebody says yes, because
yeah,
one day somebody will. Somebody will.
yeah,
It took me a whole year to get on mainstream. Somebody believed in me and
yeah,
started my whole journey on the radio. This November it's going to be 3 years I've been on the FM. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm still pushing to get on more stations. But
yeah.
it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. It was a long. I almost gave up, but then one day somebody said, "I want to play your music and interview." I'm like,
Yeah.
and of course, it was my first mainstream interview. I was nervous. After that,
Yeah,
I was fine. I mean, mainstream was huge for my first. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was a bit like me doing the first live interview with you. I was so nervous going live actually on YouTube. It was so unbelievably. I was so unbelievably nervous. It's.
Oh,
I
but
was like thinking. Sorry.
but honestly, it's okay to be nervous, because sometimes being
Yeah,
nervous actually helps you do
yeah,
better. What I feel is, if you're not nervous, I think you're gonna mess up. But if you're nervous, you make yourself do well. I don't know. I have to be nervous. Like, I'm not nervous now, but on stage, I have to be a little nervous to boost my energy up to do a good job. I just have to be, or else it's like, why am I not nervous? Like, you just have to be. But most artists are always nervous at the beginning, but some of them get used to it. But there's always some kind of nerve that has to
mm,
boost you. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's just my opinion. So,
Yeah, yes. I asked if I've been doing live video for coming up 5 years now, and I still get nervous. Might not be like a huge amount, but I still get like that odd that odd nervousness, that little niggling part of being back of my head is just nothing's going to work, everything's going to crash,
oh
everything's
my
got
god.
type
Well,
of
at
thing.
least you're not repeating lyrics 100,000 times in your head, trying not to forget your lyrics. Before I
Yeah,
go on stage, I'm literally repeating every single lyric of every song I'm performing. I'm like, if I don't stop, I'm gonna drive myself nuts. Don't worry. I go through that.
yeah,
Artists always repeat their lyrics. I don't know why. It's like we haven't practiced enough, right? To forget, but still your mind is still going, remember,
yeah,
remember, remember. But the problem is, if I keep doing it too much, I will mess up because I'm
yeah,
overthinking. But most of the time, I just say, "Stop it, stop it." Literally, you
yeah,
know the song. But
yeah.
that's what I go through before I go on stage.
Yeah,
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 but it's common. It's common for artists to do that.
yeah. It is. It's. I've spoken to a few musicians over the last well, actually over the last 30 years or so, it is a common it is a common thing where they do get nervous. Some people are like sort of like on one end of the scale where it's like, yes, I do get nervous, but not to the point where I can't go on stage, or that they're throwing up, physically throwing up,
Oh,
or
some artists do throw up before they go on stage. I don't. I just
yeah,
say, I'm just gonna repeat my lyrics over and over again.
yeah, yeah,
I used to at the very beginning freak out and stuff, but now it's like I've done it. I know how it is at the beginning. I have to get through the first verse of the first song, and then I'm like, okay, I'm settled. I have to start singing and then I build up the okay, I'm comfortable now. It's not like I jump into a song and be like, I'm ready. No, I have to start with the song that I'm comfortable with first to ease me in, and then I go with the high pitched songs and stuff like that. So I always start my show with a song that I'm very comfortable with to help me get into the whole performing, because if you're not comfortable with the first song, it's a mess.
yeah, yeah,
It's a mess.
yeah. I can understand that. I can understand that. Yeah, it's stage fright or like nervousness can be about something like I said. Sometimes it like once somebody's actually on stage, that's it, they're fine. But sometimes they've got some people have been literally had to be like I wouldn't say dragged on, like, but they've got like literally got a couple of people have literally got to say, get on stage, get on stage. Said, no, I'm not, and they're like literally throwing up, going
Yeah.
to the toilet, they're throwing up and everything. It's just like I know some,
It's
yeah, I know,
some people have different reactions. If somebody
yeah,
told me to get on stage, I would say, don't tell me what to do. Thank
yeah,
you. Just so I calm my nerves, because
yeah,
people don't realize when you tell somebody to get on stage, you're actually making them more nervous if they're actually trying to calm their nerves. So people should not be saying that to anybody, because that will
yeah,
make it worse, actually.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's, but nobody's thinking about that. Get on stage. I'm trying. Hold on.
yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
my breathing. Because some people do some techniques, breathing technique,
Mm.
or they listen to certain songs before they go. I listen to Green Day before I go on stage. It calms my nerves.
Yeah, you mentioned that you totally love Green Day from the last interview. That you totally love Green Day. Yep, I can see Billy. I can see Billy at the background there.
They're my life. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, totally. I like Green Day myself, especially like the American Idiot says so.
Ah,
It's
that's the album that made me.
yeah,
American
yeah,
Idiot is the album I heard that made me who I am. I
yeah.
heard that album, and then I'm like, man, I need to be a rock singer. This is it. American Idiot is the one that made me who I am today. That is the album that a lot of people say made Green Day, but no, Dookie did. Dookie made Green Day, and then
Yeah,
American Idiot just happened to be, it's very political. It was
yeah,
about their president at that time, and after they
yeah,
made 21st Century Breakdown, after American Idiot, they completely went away from the politics, because they said, enough of that. We don't want to talk about it anymore. We're going to do it our way," because, eventually they just wanted to not talk about it anymore, because, but they still do away from their music, but they don't put it in their music like they used to. Or
mm,
maybe they have a new album coming out next year. I don't know what it's about. So maybe they will mention the politics, but I know them as being a band that is very open about what they want to say and what they're doing, and they don't care about what people think, and that's what I like about them. I should not
Yeah,
care about what people think. So I learned that about it. I learned that from them. So if you
yeah,
care what people think, it's not going to help you in life, honestly. So
yeah,
I learned a
yeah,
lot from them.
yeah. Yeah, I've learned that over the years. I've learned that over the years where you just like, yes, yeah, you do sort of like take something from it, but most of the time, just like, yeah, right, okay, I've heard what you said. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't, sort of like, I don't know type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you been listening to, like any other musicians
Oh
over,
yeah, oh yeah, new musicians.
new, yeah, new
I wouldn't
musicians?
say it's like the last 2 years, but I heard this song on the radio. I was with my dad and we were driving, and I'm like, who is this and what's the name of this song? Because I cannot stop. Like it's so beautiful. And then I heard it's called 7 Years, and then I found out it's called Lucas Graham from Denver, and I'm like, oh my god, his voice. Have you heard of Lucas Graham? He's from Denver.
Yes, yes,
7 Years was his biggest hit, and it
yeah,
still
yeah,
is.
yeah,
But ever since then, I got his record, and I'm like that's a style I would not even listen to because he's so away from what I listen to. But that voice,
yeah,
it's the voice. It's the voice. It's his. He's different. He. It's like I'm glad he hasn't changed since he released that song because some artists change as they release new music. He stayed the same. He stuck to
mm,
his ground, and I like that. But wow, that
yeah,
that album was that it's still my favorite one of his. And it
mm,
talked a lot about his family, his father. 7 Years is about his father too, and about his brother, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
yeah, yeah. Any other
Very
musicians?
open. He talks. He Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody else I heard that is new. The thing about me as an artist is I hear an artist, okay, she's cool. I hear one song and then I'm like totally gone the next day. But Lucas, after I heard one song, I heard the next and the next, and then I just couldn't let go. So I listen to a lot of artists, but there's only a few that I would buy their music and actually have it on me. So um I honestly can't really say. It's really difficult because I'm not picky, but I'm like I have to really like the artist a lot to buy their album. But if I just
Yeah,
like to listen to them, I'll just play it on YouTube or Spotify. But I'm very picky. Okay, maybe I am picky. I said I'm not picky, but maybe I am picky. But I do love Simple Plan. Just to say, I've been following them since the beginning of their career, and they just released a new album. I have to go get it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I have to go get it. The reason I haven't gotten it is because I didn't have power for a week. Also, so everything has been going crazy on my end. But I am looking forward to get their new record. But I know Avril Lavigne put out a new record. I have to say this. I'm Avril. If you ever watch this, I am a huge fan. But your new record did not do it for me. So, she said that it's very close to her girlfriend album.
yeah,
No, it didn't sound like that. I think she went more pop than her Girlfriend album. Like her Girlfriend album was pop punk, but I think she went even more poppier than she did with that album, which turned me off
Mm.
because I'm so used to her being pop punk and jumping and having, I don't know, her sound just didn't grab me. No, it sold a lot of records and she's touring and she's doing well, but for me, I still go back to old Avril, like when she started. I like that Avril.
Mm.
Maybe she'll surprise me with her next album, but this one, I tried listening to it over and over again. It didn't grab. It didn't grab.
Yeah,
But it's okay. I still love her. But
yeah,
it's actually it's sad that I didn't get it because I have all of her albums. But sometimes it happens. You like an artist so much and there's always that one album that just didn't click. And it happens with a lot of artists. So
yeah,
but I have to say the only song off of this new album I liked was her first single, Bite Me.
yeah,
The other songs, mm, but
no,
but she is touring and she's great and I love her. But
yeah,
it hurts that I couldn't connect to her new album. But I can
yeah,
always go back and I just love her old stuff. So good, so good, so good.
yeah.
But
I'm the same
Green
with.
Day, new album next year. I am waiting. I am waiting.
Yeah, yeah. I can tell you. Yeah, you're wanting this new album to hurry up and to get made and stuff like that. With
It's
fighting.
funny. I rather an artist takes their time to do it right than rush. I know,
Yeah,
I know, I know. Fans are like, "Hurry up, Green Day! We want the music," and I'm like, "Dude, they would hurry up, but they're not gonna just put anything out. Trust me, nobody who is in the studio is gonna rush and do and do a record and like throw it out there. Trust me, the engineer has to like it, the producer has to like it, the band has to like it, even their label probably has to like it too. Their management has to. Everybody has to like it, right? But I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic because every album they have put out, or even a song, was fantastic. I love all of their music,
yeah,
so I'm very curious to find out what they're doing because sometimes they surprise us with something new, and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. I love it when artists try new things and test out new ways of doing things because no artist wants to be the same all the time. And some people are always like, why are they always changing? Why can't they stick to their own roots? Because they're growing as people. And when you grow, you change. And when you change, things change in your life and in what you do. But because Billy, who is the songwriter of the album, said when he was younger he would always write about relationships, but now that he's married and have kids, he doesn't do that anymore. That's a change because he can't write about it because he is taken. And he's not going to write about girlfriends because he's not dating. So things do evolve and change.
yeah. Uh, so now,
I
yeah, well,
can go on about Green Day and everything and all the music artists I like all forever.
yeah, yeah. We could talk about music for like hours and hours and hours and hours, and
24 hours
it's,
nonstop.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, 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 oh, yeah. I could actually talk about music for like I said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But yeah, it's actually good to actually talk to you because we've got like sort of like a passion for music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. if I wasn't passionate, I wouldn't be in this business. Actually, somebody in this industry told me. Actually, I remember the name. Stuart Epps, the producer I worked with. Before he worked with me, I met him from my college class because I had a producer's class and I saw him on Skype. And I remember him telling the class, if you don't bleed and love and have passion for this business, you won't last. Because if you want to make it and succeed, it cannot be a hobby. You have to love it. Because people are going to say no and tear you down and say you're not good, you can't do this. You have to be able to go through all of that. And I have been through more than that, actually. Being a female rock singer, people don't believe that we can sing rock. If you read the documentaries of Pat Benatar and Joan Jett, they went through the same thing. But they're
Yeah.
tough and they
Yeah.
punch through the door. I'm still trying.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out years and years and years ago. Basically, the women singers and women musicians, they are on the same par, and not and basically, in some cases they're better than the male counterparts, way better than the male counterparts. So this is one.
I do believe that all women in the industry have problems being in the industry, but being a female rock singer has also harmed me as well, because I've had people tell me that I scream when I sing. And I'm like, what? It's called projecting. So, and I've had people
Yeah.
say that if I don't go into pop, I won't succeed. I'm like, well, I can do pop all I want, but even if I succeed in pop, I won't enjoy it because that's not me. So I rather try hard to succeed in what I want to be in than do something that I don't love. Like I can sing pop. Avril Lavigne is pop punk, pop rock, all that. I sing that. But do I want to do that 24 hours a day? No. I want to sound like Green Day, Bon Jovi, Billy Idol, those style of, yes, my influences are male. You're probably like, don't you have a female influence? No, but I do have a female that helps me with my voice vocally, Kelly Clarkson. I sing her songs for my vocals. So I could do my high notes and low notes, but for grit and rasp, I sing, of course, male. But
Yeah.
I've had people tell me I sound like Joan Jett. And I remember the last time I sang one of her songs with her, like following her on the CD, I was like, my God, we do have a similar tone. Because I actually thought it was me singing on the record. Because I was like, wow, our voices do kind of match. But not completely. But I now hear why people say I sound like her. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, that's. Oh God, my mind just went blank there for some reason.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So, I think that might be about it. I think because we're coming up to 50 minutes on the clock now. Like, so, been talking for about 50 minutes now. So, I think it
Yeah,
might
trust me,
might
I
be.
can talk forever. So if you don't stop me, I'm still talking.
Oh, hey, one of my moderators just come in. He says, "Hi, hey Sabrina.
Hi.
I love. I have your music. I dig you." So
Oh, thank you very much.
yeah. So there we go. He said, like, he's one of my moderators, and he actually loves been listening to you on my radio show, and obviously he's been listening to on like Spotify and other places like that. So yeah, it's good to see you,
Okay.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just in time. He's just in time. He says, "You're awesome.
Oh,
You are
no,
awesome."
you're awesome too. That's
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, this is great. Oh,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. So unless Sebastian wants to ask a question, I think that might be about it from me.
Okay, yeah. I will
Yeah,
get back in touch with you when I have music or other projects that I want to talk about.
yeah,
But yeah, but I have to say that COVID ruined a lot of things for me because when I
yeah,
wanted to get into the studio in 2020, COVID happened, so a lot of things got pushed back. So but to jump back into that recording, I need to just take things. I'm just taking it day by day because we'll see when. But I am writing. I do have songs that I want to record, but I have to travel and go to Toronto and talk to the producer and make sure all that. But
yeah,
there will be new music, but I don't like to rush things, and because
yeah,
of COVID and everything, I'm just taking things safe.
yeah, yeah.
I
Best way.
just want to be safe. I'm being safe, and but as I mentioned before, my song is in the audiobook alone. It is on Spotify. If you go to After Dark Collections on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or on any other podcast platforms that you listen to, you can hear it. Now, if you have any problems hearing things about depression and anxiety and you get triggers, I recommend you don't listen to it because it does get deep. But if you're interested to hear the story of the lead of the main character, Cindy, what she went through in her depression, yeah, the first episode is called The Nightmare. It's really good. He actually had people act out the characters, so you'll be hearing an actual person acting out the characters. It's fantastic. So, and if you follow me on my social media, Sabrina Fallah for all of them, I'll keep you up to date on when the next episodes will be posted on Spotify if you want to hear more. I have a feeling I think episode 2 is going to have my song in it. So keep an eye out for episode 2.
That's the song. Oh, I
Paradise.
was just Paradise. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just had a bare mind blank there because
That's
I
okay.
played it last night.
And if you want to hear my song in full, because it's only a snippet in the book, you can go on YouTube or iTunes or Spotify and put Sabrina Fallah, and all my songs are there. And it's called Paradise Comes with a Price, and that's the song that Robin Williams inspired me to write.
Yeah, he's Sebastian said, "I follow you."
Yay!
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, so just follow
yeah,
me and on my Instagram, on my TikTok, Sabrina_Fala. Everywhere I post about the book and for TikTok, I go TikTok live with Vin about mental health. If you want to just join in to watch it, to learn, if you even want to ask us questions or find out about mental health, we're there to listen and to help. There's nobody judging anybody. Nobody can be, if anybody's rude, we block them. This is a safe place for people who just want to talk and be heard. So, because a lot of people do not get heard. People will
yeah,
listen to you, but they're not listening. They're just saying, they're not even listening. And I've been through that. And so we are there to
yeah,
help. And so for that also, all that information, my TikTok is Sabrina_Fallah. If you want to follow me to know when I'm live, you can join me there too. And if you want more information, you can also contact me online, and I can forward you all the information about the book, about the live, and or anything else if you want to know. And about performances, when I start to perform, it will be on all of my social media outlets because I just put it out there like crazy. I promote.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on and actually agreeing and actually coming on and doing this, Sabrina. It's been an absolute pleasure. Been an
Thank
absolute
you so
pleasure.
much for asking me to come back. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I always try and get like people like yourselves to get back on to actually do like a sort of like an uh, update interview to like make
Yeah.
just to like say hello, I'm still here, I'm still writing music, I'm still recording, I'm still going out on tour type of thing. I
Yeah.
just want
It's
sort of
just
some
that
people.
it's just that if COVID never happened, I would have
Yeah,
had a lot of new material, but
yeah,
COVID just I blame COVID, honestly.
yeah, yeah,
It's a mess. But I'm glad that I met Vin and I met Terrell and I have my music and Terrell's book, and Vin and I are doing this mental health awareness, and so is Terrell. So, and I'm meeting a lot of people through it because a lot of people need help
yeah,
and they
yeah,
just want somebody to listen to them. And that's what we really need, honestly, is that person just to sit down and listen. No judging, no telling them what to do, just listen.
yeah. I think that's all everybody wants is somebody to basically just to listen, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yay.
Uh, anyway, thank you so much. As we're coming up to an hour.
Yeah, and we can do two. I'm joking. But I'm telling you, if you ever wanted to do an interview longer than an hour, I can do it.
I've already done nearly 2 hour interview last year. I can quite easily do it. I can,
I know.
maybe next time. Maybe next
Yeah,
time when
for
you're on,
sure.
we'll
Yeah,
probably go for at least 2 hours.
that'd be
It's
fantastic. So there's so
yeah,
much to talk about and to say, and people like to
yeah,
hear positive things about life and what you can do. It doesn't all always have to be about music, you know. It could be about other things too. So yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, we can quite I can quite happily talk about stuff for hours on end. If you, especially with you, Sabrina, because we can so much. So we could discuss. We can discuss so much.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah. So thank you so much for coming on, and yeah. Next time when you want something, when you want something, yeah. Well,
I'll
when you
contact
want
you. Yeah.
something, yeah. So.
Okay. Well, thank you again.